again, if you're still here, I really appreciate you. In recent months, obviously, I became really busy with life related things and emergencies as well as work. So I was just trying to like really, get all that situated. I'm still, getting that situated, but it's starting to clear up in a way now where I'm just like I'm starting to feel that motivation again that I need to try to revamp this channel and I give it a good go because I want to. Ideally, my goal is to see if I could just try to do 2 videos a day for the rest of the summer, or at least get close. I want to at least get close. So, I'm gonna get right into it now. So Yasin Mobarak. I'm sorry, I think I butchered his name, but he's somebody that people, in like the crypto community keep their eye on and pay attention to. He put up a post that says, and I quote, "I'm no crypto maxi by any means. My portfolio is diversified, but it's objectively clear the fate of XRP is binary. The lawsuit has coiled up so much value in XRP that the risk-reward ratio is something to behold. Should XRP prevail, prepare for a huge volcanic eruption." Now, many of us who, follow XRP and, we definitely have been like feeling this way for a long time, that we got to try to either hold all of the XRP we can or as much as we can, because we do see the value in the network that they're building and the partnerships that they're creating. So of course, like the SEC lawsuit didn't make people like me flinch, because at the end of the day, we knew like, hey, like we see the long-term vision of what this could be, and the SEC never had a good case to begin with, and now it's literally falling apart. I'm sure many of you have seen the updates. So like, yeah, it's just completely falling apart. Next thing I want to talk about, and this is something that like directly affects me technically. Tether has gone bankrupt. I'm sure many of you heard about it. It's been a couple of days now. That's a little frustrating. I already started to have a beef with Celsius from last year, really, because during the song, for people who put their XRP on Celsius to do the flare snapshot, we just went through a little. We've gone through issues because of that. Because when it was time for the Songbirds airdrop, I and people like me, we didn't get our Songbird. So we couldn't participate in the other airdrop that was supposed to be happening with Songbird at that time, because of the fact that freaking Celsius had it locked up and didn't want to make any announcements. Like they went months before they even announced they were going to give it to us, let alone give it to us. And it was really frustrating because I ended up having to buy Songbirds in the open market, and obviously after the airdrop happens, it dumped. So it is what it is, but it's really frustrating. That whole ordeal made me take all of my crypto off of Celsius last year, but the only issue that I have now is the fact that because I did that XRP snapshot for Flare back in 2020, my Flare is technically still on Celsius, and Celsius went bankrupt. So that's a issue that I'm thinking about. But on the bright side, the Flare community is planning on pushing a governance proposal to redirect people's Flare to a different address, like a ledger, which is what I want. Because obviously, if I had saw all this coming, I would have just sent it straight to my ledger. The only reason I didn't send it straight to my ledger was because I was trying to kill 2 birds with one stone. They was offering 3% APY on XRP, and also I was very busy with work at that time, so I just said, okay, I'm just gonna put it on there for a couple of days, let the snapshot happen, take it off. I got some interest back on it. Like, but obviously because of all this that's happened, it was obviously not worth it. It just clearly wasn't. That's clearly a good lesson. It's never worth it to ever do airdrops and let the exchange do it on your behalf, because these exchanges are corrupt. They are Ponzi schemes, and they will try, when given the opportunity, to screw regular people like us over. But I want to get to I went on a little rant just now, but I want to get to the next story here. It's a post from Crypto Whale. Tether admitted today that they have investments in the Celsius Ponzi. Now, I remember back when I was still starting this channel last year, I told people about Tether. I told people I did not trust Tether. I did not trust Tether. And, some people, they're on the fence. They think it's all FUD. But look, Tether's looking shady to me at the end of the day. So I'm gonna continue. The tweet continues. They also claim it puts their reserves at risk. They also say claims it puts their reserves at risk is pure FUD. Oh, for people listening who might not know, FUD is an acronym. It stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. This is their attempt at minimizing the impact of the fallout. But everyone knows the truth. Tether is solely backed by fraud and lies. I agree. Obviously, I agree. I think once Tether collapses, it's really going to be bad. I mean, the Terra Luna collapse from a couple months ago, I didn't see it coming because I don't follow Terra Luna that closely. I've never been an investor in Terra Luna, so I had no idea what was going on with that. But once it happened, man, it's just really just off the wall, just how fast it just collapsed. It was fascinating to watch. But if people thought that was bad, look, the day Tether finally collapses, bro, it will be. You're gonna see like people jumping out of buildings like they did during the stock market crash in 1929. It would be dramatic. Like it truly would be. It truly would be. Like you really would feel like the sky's falling. But yeah. So the next post I'm gonna talk about is from Watcher.guru, and it says, and I quote, "Just in. Celsius Network owes users $4.7 billion, according to the declaration CEO Alex Mashinsky submitted to bankruptcy court." I can't stand Alex Mashinsky, and like I said a few minutes ago, a big mistake I made obviously was putting anything I had on Celsius in the first place, like especially for the flare snapshot. But again, I gotta try to stay real positive. So the next story here is Binance CEO. I always mess his name up. I'm gonna just say, look, CZ Binance. I'm gonna just say that. Binance CEO CZ Binance questions SEC investigation into BNB. The founder of the world's largest crypto exchange stopped short of denying SEC interest in Binance's exchange token. I don't feel bad for Binance. They took shots at XRP. They took shots at XRP instead of them having enough common sense. Not just them, a bunch of different crypto communities out there. When that criminal Jay Clayton filed that lawsuit the day before he left the SEC, a bunch of platforms, including Binance and Binance-owned platforms like CoinMarketCap, they went out of their way to take shots at XRP, at Ripple and XRP, and that was a very low moment, and they didn't have enough sense to realize, hey, if they're taking shots at them, if they're suing them, you don't think they're coming for you next? But I guess they thought they were above the law, and maybe they are. Maybe they have certain ties that could make them above the law. I don't know. But this next post here is from Crypto Nagato. It says, Bitcoin and the crypto market will stop following the stock markets. Hundreds of billions will flow into 100 to 200 of the most promising cryptocurrencies, while all the crap coins will be left dying. The crypto market will recover and finally steal the scene. Then, global adoption. I agree. When will that happen? Who knows? Like, you can't really predict exactly when that stuff's gonna happen. It's just one of those things. It's just really up in the air. There really ain't no telling. So the next story here is inflation rose 9.1% in June, even more than expected as consumer pressures intensify. Now, a lot of people are gonna try to blame a lot of what's going on with the United States economy on this Russia-Ukraine war, but anybody who follows and most of you who follow financial channels, I'm sure you're actually aware enough to understand that this has very little to do with Russia and Ukraine at all. Like, that's just a convenient excuse. At the end of the day, the people running this government are just incompetent. They're incompetent. They are corrupt. They are in bed with a lot of shady people who are purposely sabotaging our economy, and it's just a convenient excuse. But oh, and also this is just another quick like gem I just want to throw in there. If you want to see the real inflation numbers, you should go to a website called Shadow Stats, which is, I found out about that website through the Money GPS. He's a YouTuber. He's a very smart guy. I've been following him for years now. In my opinion, he's like the best and most well-rounded financial YouTube channel out there. He doesn't push hype. He doesn't push you're gonna be a millionaire from this to that. Like, he just comes through with a lot of good information. So I think you guys should check that out if you haven't already heard of him. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are about all this stuff in the comment section below.